the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Carson Wentz. You can't ask for much more than his last game, a 5-touchdown effort. It's the Commanders and the Eagles, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 23.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Philadelphia Eagles
and the Washington Commanders. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at the Eagles. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss.
Give to Sanders, now Hurts.
He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
First down pickup there by new Eagle Zach Pascal, who started for 3 years in Indianapolis and broke 600 yards in 2 of them.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. Near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. The Eagles are 1-1 through 2 games. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Throwing is Hurts.
Sanders has it over the middle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you create this, throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
This is Smith with the ground. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
So the ball down to the 16. First 10. Hurts going to give it to Sanders on the option.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Hurts to throw. Complete. Smith has it. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stock here as a man is shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Smith catches left side. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Setting up the screen well.
Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal.
Hurts completing this one quickly.
Touchdown, Eagles!
Devontae Smith.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon.
Long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
This will be fielded inside the 5. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the 7th-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His 3rd NFL team, Carson Wentz.
And I think if you're anywhere through 2 weeks of the season, he might be your MVP in touchdown passes in just 2 games. As we do know, though, in real life, they don't hand you out anything this early. A lot of games left to get through between now and the playoffs.
Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10.
At their own 22. Now Wentz. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
A big game here for Carson Wentz. He mostly got cheers. Some boos smattered in when he was announced before the game, but 35-32-1 was Wentz in his 5 years as the Phillies starter. His best year, well, you remember that one, 2017, finished 3rd at MVP voting, but a knee injury ended his season late and opened the door for Nick Foles to carry the Eagles to a Super Bowl title.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Wentz now to throw.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. A gain of 14, 1st down Commanders.
I I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole. The touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
From the 38, Wentz looking middle, and it's incomplete. Not the warmest starts throwing the football. He was 1 for 3, now 1 for 4 on the opening drive.
So getting him comfortable is the key. And for him, it might be different than what we think is comfortable. We're probably thinking swing passes, easy check downs. Some guys, they're better off throwing it downfield. That's what really loosens them up.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw complete there to Thomas.
Touchdown, Washington! Logan Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
Sanders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
And he can move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7.
So that drives 7 plays in length. Each team has scored 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive.
Well, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra tooth. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The drive will start with an option going left. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early, let the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And Pascal's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball. And I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And Down inside the 40 to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Now, this defense for the Commanders is much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
A first down there on a pickup of 25. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Here's Scott. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
Montez Sweat with a tackle.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. If the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Hurts. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Gun, it's Hurts.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Try to get 1 more in here before the quarter breaks.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. 7-7, our score after 1. And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on 3rd down. Here's Wentz to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
That's sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
It's been quite the impressive career resurgence for Hassan Reddick. Focusing now more on rushing the passer, the linebacker's 23.5 sacks in his last 2 seasons.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. Great starting field position here as they take over.
Some good games coming up here in Week 3, the first weekend of fall officially. And tonight, the Niners and from Denver. 49er fans are probably saying, wait, I thought we were done with Russell Wilson. No, they'll see him tonight. And then on Monday night, Cowboys and Giants from MetLife Stadium kicking off at 8:15 Eastern. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
The Eagles on 3rd down. A 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. This is caught. It's Brown. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First,
that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15.
Well, not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
They go play action with Hurts.
And it's caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles have taken the lead.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The Washington offense back out there.
They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Wentz. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And no matter what the situation, just hates that because they feel didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. Guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that's intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play, but sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
He'll take it at the 42. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
So here are the Eagles to take over. Trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders.
And he's got some space here. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now, because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
And they'll get the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, and they drilled him.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. It'll be Hurts on the option.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
Jalen
With touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year.
And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns.
Partner, it wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they down right away. Don't bring me that Joe College stuff. Well, guess what? The college game has definitely infiltrated its way into the NFL.
Yeah, and these guys, when you're seeing the option defensively, you got to stick to your assignments. I know that's cliche. They didn't do it there.
And option football means exactly what you just about, assignment football for defenders, and that drives them crazy because you have to think your way through a play as opposed to just reacting and making the play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 firsts. Because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. Then they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
First carry, Hinson. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the depth.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And it's a fumble.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. Who was that time? Wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, teammate who was able to...
So from Philadelphia now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 2-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. What a play there by Fletcher Cox to knock him down behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They have a whole lot of success just yet.
First down run lost a couple. Now they come up 12. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Looking right side, but it's incomplete. Now we'll get a stop. Got an Eagle slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out and look, and we will take a short break. Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down. Throwing now is Wentz. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
That time's getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. These pile up, Charles, and that 7 defensively. They've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think if they start thinking about different play calls, you got to start helping back out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
This is probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one, helping force that incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to his top. And a loose football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good and attack coming, and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
They give him 16 yards there. Washington first down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now Wentz.
Out route looking for McLaurin. He's got him. And the Commanders are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Wentz.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. John Bates from 4 yards out. And the Commanders have got it back to within a score. Slide for the PA.
And good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So they all plays on that drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10. A solid return, pretty much, and they'll start at the 32.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. To go. There is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
A good start to the drive here out on the left side. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a 1st down.
On 1st down, Hurts.
There. Deep ball, end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. Well, let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you, and that time, they were on guard.
They'll run with Scott, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Throwing is Hurts.
Caught on the right side at Smith. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll step 15 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly was told that you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Hurts. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL.
And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here come the Commanders for the first unit of the third quarter. Not only are they out of this contest, 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
As usual, the hall of a good run defense. Linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
It's in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Wentz. And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Fielded just inside the 20. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few defensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts.
That is caught. It's the counter. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
But give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, looking for space.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives them a 1st and 10.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long.
Here's Hurts.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Oh, Pascal able to haul that one in.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 20-yard line.
That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. Oh, look at the juke. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
He'll look to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and
Today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage. When you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Get it!
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. He's at the 50, 30, 10.
this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. So that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A two-score lead down to one now following the pick six.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense. Deliver and accept it. We need to go out there and make something happen.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that one out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. The last time, everything looked pretty good except that final play on the pick six, and now they've got to come right back out here, Charles, and try to pick up the pieces and get things going again.
Yeah, it certainly seems dire, doesn't it? But there is a silver lining, and it is hard to see so soon after that touchdown. But the game really working. They were generating offense, had the ball beyond mid, getting wins on each down against the defense. So they're moving it well. They just have to hang on to it.
Right, as you said, though, probably tough to remember those good things on that last drive when it ended like it did. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass roll. Montez Sweat, the man time to fight in and drop him.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Winston's throw complete there to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1.
His throw complete right side to Bates, the tight end.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen him throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
Straight ahead, Gibson. Down to about the 37.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Wentz going to throw. And this one incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Come on, come on. Hey.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And little River there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think Orchard to get anything out of that run.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Eagles on 3rd down, as close to automatic as you can get, 9 out of 10. This is 3rd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 41 yards.
And the Eagles are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. And that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchdown. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take them. They are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Wentz now on 1st down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to him. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. Again zone and then try and get the ball.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at the 34.
And they'll give to Scott here on the option.
Ooh, the juke. Taking it right down Broadway. The 20. And all the way down to the 9.
69 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
Yeah, this is a case of improper form from a tackling perspective, because when you get ready to go up against a back like this, everyone has to understand you've got to be able to slow him down. Cavalry come to the rescue. They were nowhere to be found that time, though, and this winds up being a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Back to throw.
Setting up the screen with Gainwell.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders from 6 yards away.
And the Eagles look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the math there, and at this point in the 4th quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's a certain victory.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
And the Washington offense going back to work. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personed going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Wentz.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game. They are not letting up.
Now Wentz, got to have this one. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. At issue here, does the football make contact with the ground before he secured it? And I think it's a pretty good look.
Secured is the important part because the ball can touch the ground, but it can't be loose when it does. So that's what they're going to have to try and figure out.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell.
And he coughed it up.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the fumble recovery was an important first step, but still a huge 4th quarter hole to dig out of. Down 3 scores.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. Thomas brings it in. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep there and continue to play.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now, Wentz again.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 41. And here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And they'll be stopped right at the 3rd. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hurts going to take this himself.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what you just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On the draw, here's Sanders. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, yardage ugly.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And this is caught by Watkins. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know, offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so, and maybe you get him off in your headset so you can keep calling play to this lead.
So comes Washington's offense to take over. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made, figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we behind us and get better for the this they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Wentz to the right side and complete to Thomas. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. They're giving those routes, tackled him in bounds too. They're just not going to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. Oh, look at Thomas wide open.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Again, they'll throw with Wentz, eluding the pressure right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Now Wentz. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Come on, come on. Hey.
Straight ahead, it's Gamewell.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now Sanders. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage. He lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make yourself picked off. And and then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Philadelphia, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.